But if thought corrupts language, language can also corrupt thought. George Orwell, 1984. George Orwell's last novel never seems far removed from our discourse. It is a widely known, if not well understood work, and this lack of understanding causes the novel to be invoked in a disingenuous way. The heart of the novel is about how perception shapes language and how language can be weaponized to manipulate society. Words take on new meanings in Orwell's dystopia, that even take new forms. Orwell recognized that language is about more than what we communicated to one another. It defined the terms we think in. What language is acceptable defines discourse. In related news, Elon Musk purchased Twitter this past week. It has made an absolute pig's breakfast of the site, which already had a poor reputation. People's faith in Twitter as a medium now largely depends on their faith in Elon Musk. For his part, Musk is not a clever man, but he has managed to tap into an idea that turns his purchase of Twitter from a blunder into a crusade. Citing shadowy activists, he claimed that advertisers had bowed to pressure and paused their ad buys with Twitter. Musk asserted that this was a direct assault on freedom of speech. Naturally, Lou Pascalis, an executive at the marketing trade association MMA Global, retorted that advertising money had been pulled not due to intervention of activists, but due to the concerns about brand suitability. This seemed a fairly reasonable response to Musk's claim. Musk promptly blocked Pascalis on Twitter. Not that this actually is an issue of freedom of speech. However, I would point out a number of ideas at play here. First, the same amendment that grants the people their freedom of speech is also understood to grant us freedom of association. Broadly speaking, you are free to interact with people as you see fit, within the bounds allowed by the law. This also includes the right not to interact with people. Understanding this is vital. Musk wants to create the impression that were it not for outside pressure, these advertisers would continue to spend their money with Twitter. A number of figures on the political right leapt upon this fact to insinuate that these companies would face political repercussions should these Republicans get that opportunity. This included members of Congress such as Ted Cruz and Tom Cotton, the very same body which is explicitly prohibited from interfering in the right to assembly. Now, the advertisers themselves already established that these activists were a branding ploy by Musk. But let us suppose these activists did exist, and had begun a massive campaign to disrupt Twitter's ad revenue. These activists, if they were real, would have the same right to speech and association that the advertisers do. And this is where Orwell's point comes in. In this scenario, Musk and others want to use this platform to stifle the speech and free association of others. Musk's aim is to promote speech which advances his investment in Twitter and align the platform to his political goals. To do this, he adopts the words of a liberal democracy. Freedom of speech becomes a rallying cry for censorship. Power is tearing human minds to pieces and putting them together again in new shapes of your own choosing. George Orwell, 1984. Our understanding of freedom is often open to interpretation, but Musk's position is not merely a difference of opinion. It is the use of lies wrapped in a cloak of legitimacy, or repulsive abuse of language to the end of a crass manipulation. If you are free to express yourself only to the point that it is deemed acceptable to certain parties, if you cannot choose to associate freely, or to leave associations, then freedom of speech does not exist. Attempting to justify any other such arrangement as free is a gross distortion. Elon Musk is well within his rights to run Twitter as he sees fit. He is not within his rights to blackmail individuals and companies into business relationships by appealing to his cult of personality to harm them, and we remain within our rights to call out this dangerous behavior. Thank you.